Hello all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are discussing the topic of Amazon ec2. Okay, before deep diving into what is Amazon ec2, Amazon ec2 is simply as Elastic Compute Cloud, or we can call as a virtual cloud server which was provided by AWS services. Okay, then we can understand why we need to use Amazon ec2. Basically, if you want to use our own server, it will take a lot of effort to initialize servers and everything, but if you use a cloud service, we can use for scalability and flexibility. Okay, you can ask me how we can do it. See, basically, if you want to install on our own on premises, we need lot of infrastructure and everything, but by using Amazon ec2 instance, we can use whatever the instance type, whether it will be how much RAM, memory, CPU, what are the CPU requirement, like uh, this much size, anything like 2.5 gigabytes, anything we don't need to set up our manual on premises. We can use input on here, and also we can view what are the type of OS we need, whether we need Amazon Linux or Ubuntu, Windows, whichever we want OS we can use. And one other benefit is we don't need to pay all the amount before. Only we can, by based on our usage, we can go ahead and pay as you go. And one other benefit is Amazon AWS ec2 is we can launch in multiple regions and availability zones. You can ask me what is region availability zones. The main difference between regions and availability zones is in a global map, Amazon divided into multiple regions, and each region into multiple zones. This is one region. It comes to multiple zones. Example for one region is Mumbai region for India, which is for easily available region. Okay, you can ask me how can we choose easily availability region. So the main points we need to remember while choosing region is whether the application of the user is which region. Okay, you can ask me how. Suppose if the most of the users are from India, it's better to take opt for regions from Mumbai, because it will be easy to reach the servers from nearby location, and output from the server return will be easy, and there will be less latency and less downtime, so it will be easy to access the application. And also Amazon ec2 provide high availability in terms of elastic load balancer and auto scaling. Okay, what you will be asked, so in this point of time it will be it was a big topic. I will explain you in the upcoming topic, but for easier understanding, it will provide high availability for in terms of ELB and auto scaling. And you can ask me what are the key components of ec2. We will do both theory and practical, but before that we will understand what are the key components of ec2. The main key components of ec2 are instances, in terms of whether it is compute based, or memory base, the main server, whether we are using for compute base means too many application for based on compute size, or for memory, or for storage level. Also whether it will be like what are the type of AMI. Okay, you can ask me what is AMI. AMI in terms of like what is the OS level we want, whether you are using for Windows, whether you are using for Linux or any Mac OS, we can define here. And other thing is instant type. Instant type means what is the size of our server, whether it is T2 micro, T2 nano, T2 medium. In terms of like T2 micro, it view 1 CPU, 1 memory, 1 GB of memory, which they will allocate. Another component is elastic IP. You can ask me what is elastic IP. Basically, IPs are 3 types. Public IP, private IP, elastic IP. Public IPs are IPs which are accessible outside of world in the internet level. And what is private IP? Private IPs are used for internal communication, and elastic IP also same for which is accessible outside world. But you can ask me if it is accessible for outside of world for elastic IP and public IP. You can ask me what is the difference between. You will have to get it down. What's the difference between public IP and elastic IP? See, the main difference between public IP and elastic IP is public IP. When we reboot the server or we will do things like stop the server, the IP will get changed. Whereas in elastic IP, it won't change. It is constant. Okay, you can ask me then why we can go for elastic IP. But the main thing is cost optimization. If you choose AWS charge for elastic IP, so the billing will be charged. If the application need for end user is constant IP address, it is better to go for elastic IP. So it will be easy to opt. We don't need to keep on changing IP, but we need to bear the charges. And other thing is what is security group. Security group is like a firewall for ec2 level. You can ask me what is firewall. Suppose it is a house. What we will do, we will give fence outside of house, right? So this is house, you will give fence. Similar level in the ec2, we will give fence outside of house as security group. We will give out what is the port number in and out for our ec2. Similar level house and fence. In here we will give for our ec2, we will give port number in and out. And you can ask me what is auto scaling. Auto scaling is like based on our instance, ec2s will up and down. In terms of like we can it will be increased based on our need. Like we can give like whatever need instances ec2 need, based on demand instances will go up, and if the usage is down, it will go down, and it will be optimized level based on a give or input. And another thing we will learn here is how to download putty and generate key. Why we need, if you want to log in into instances and do things, we need to install, download a putty and generate the key. Basically it will give in PEM file, and we need to convert into PPK, and we need to remember that don't forget to store PEM file, so we can generate, and we can generate multiple PPK files from PEM key, but we need to remember there will be only one PEM file, and we can multiple generate PPK file. And you can ask me what are the use cases of ec2. ec2 we use it for web hosting, to host website, and also for using for big data and analytics, and also for ec2 instances are using for machine learning, batch processing, and testing and development. Now let's start into practical. Before starting the practical, choose your nearest availability zone. I am choosing for your user convenience as US East 1, West 1. You can choose as your nearest zone if you are from India, Mumbai, but I am using like a North US West 1 because I use a lot of security groups, and just for easier concept I was using US West 1. Here give your name and tag for your web server, virtual server. So for your understanding, I am using test as server name. Here you have to choose what is your need of, like OS type. You can choose like AWS, Linux, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, anything. So for a concept understanding, and remember one thing, whenever you are using for test trial, go for like free trial. Here in instance type, you can select what is your need of. You can in this AMI you can select like architecture whichever you need, and this is the AMI ID for generated the OS. And remember this, in upcoming concepts in Terraform we need to use this AMI ID so that it will help us to particular install this AMI level. And here in instance type we need to select whichever instance type we need. For this concept level I was going for free trial. For if you want to do some big installations like Nexus or any other SonarQube, we need to take high memory and CPU level. For ease of understanding concept level I was going for free trial. Okay, and we came here key pair. To understand and easy understanding and everything, I was going for to create a new key. Okay, you can ask me how can we can create the new key. So I was creating a new key. Take as RSA, and here PEM file, create key. In this network setting there will be things like VPC default. I will explain you in upcoming topic what is like VPC, what is subnet, and auto scaling. For your understanding I am just telling, but in upcoming topics I will help you to understanding what is these things, but just remind, just see that is top lines. Here select create security group. If you are new, if you already created before starting like any application, better to go for existing level if you want to use already the particular course, but you are for either understanding I was creating the new security group. I have like launch wizard 1, and here this port for like sh configuration. If you want to add anything, you can add it. For understanding for one web server how it is work for end user, I was taking HTTP one web server, but SSH is for configuration into enter into web server. HTTP is like a website outside, like accessing outside for web page, and here we have to view like how much storage we need. These concepts I will explain in next upcoming session, but remember that these are internal, so that we can stop and start whichever the time which we need, and everything can be here. And remember one more thing, if you want to execute some particular command during the execution time of starting of ec2 instances, we can give here, so that we don't need to go and again do all the installation before the time of ec2 instances execution time, like starting of the time we can do and all the things here, so that later of time we don't need to do it. For easier understanding, I was giving one script, so it will help you. I was taking one script here. I was going once again. Okay, my user's name is test. OS name as OS I taken AWS. Key is test key. Okay, I am creating security group. So I am launching the instance. So instance got launched. Okay, you are okay. The instance got initialized, the instance, and it was running. And you can ask me, how can I log into the instances and do all the modifications whichever required? There are mainly two types, which mainly in organization level they used to go using like putty. You can simply search in Google like putty. You can download from there. Here if it is like 64-bit, you can select from here. If it is 32-bit, you can select here. I already installed in putty, so you will get like this initial level. Just search as let me check. Let me install. For your understanding, I am installed. I was installing now again. Just install. Just let's put it. You will see one application. Before generating ppk file, it is important to select generate putty. Why? So if you want to generate ppk file, we need to load pem file. Our pem file is test, right? Pem file, select all options. Here it is our test key. Open, it was load, and save key as test key. Sorry, test key. Test key. I will take us to any number which I require, which I remember, easy to remember. It was saved. Let me check. Yeah, it was saved. So close this putty keygen. Open putty, search as putty, or you can keep in desktop icon for your thing. I'm just opening the putty. So we need to give host name or IP address. Go to the instance, open the instance, copy the public IP, go inside like authentication, browse, load ppk file, open. It will ask me accept. It will ask you login. So I taken for this application as Amazon. So for Amazon it is login IP ID is easy to use. So from here we can do our console things, whatever we require, anything, and we can do output. Suppose if you want to create file, yeah, one file is called generated. Make directory and create dir A, B, C, D. These are directories. See, files folders got generated. So from here we can do our output, whichever operation we can do from here. And another way to do instance is we can connect from console and we can connect from here. Previously I generated same folders are visible from here. And after the operation, if it's for test trial, do delete. But if it is like for an organization, never delete a terminate instance. For test trial only you can terminate instance. And another thing is we can give elastic IP also from here. You can ask me why we need. Suppose in the application we need a constant IP for end user without changing, we can allocate the elastic IP and we can view there. Here they are allocating new IP. Go inside, associate elastic IP whichever the IP is running. So I was taking the instances for our instance test. I was allocating. So the instance is now it will be constant IP without any changing. 54.219 is the IP allocated. I was going to inside this IP so the same IP was repeated. You can ask me what is the benefit of using elastic IP. See, here I am staking like I am stopping the instances. You can check the same IP address. Remember, like the IP address is 50.77. Even after I stopped at reboot, I will allocate the same IP address which won't be changed. It will help us in the latter in the operations of any operations in DevOps. IP address won't be changed in any allocating, like if you want to allocate for any domain name specification or anything, IP address won't be not to change. So in that case it will be best to choose for elastic IP. Here we are stopping. It will take some time. Yeah, it was stopping. Even after starting also the IP address won't be changed. It was stopping. Yeah, it was stopped. I'm going to start again. Yeah, successfully initially starting. Because of choosing elastic IP, the IP address won't be changed. It was allocated the same IP. And once the test practices happen, don't forget to release the IP address, because IP address are cost. Go to the particular IP, deselect the instance, deassociate and release, because elastic IP are cost thing. So release the elastic IP. Tell the test. So here the IP address got changed again because we released the elastic IP. If you stop and reboot, the IP address get changed again. After the work is done, just for test practice, if it is tested, don't forget to terminate, because it AWS only gives 750 hours, though you can utilize for any other operation, so we can delete, terminate. So if you like my video, please do subscribe, like, share your friends who want to learn AWS, so it will help them. And please subscribe my channel, so I will more content is coming into this playlist. Thank you so much. Thank you.